Hi Geminis, this is Esoteric Tales and Tarot. This is your crystal ball scrying and tarot card reading for the month of September, or whenever you find this one, it is for you. So it's funny that the card that I got in the Stargate Oracle is, when I meditated for you, is surrounded by love, listen to your heart. And I couldn't help but hear that Roxette song, Listen to Your Heart, when it's calling to you. And it looks like the universe here, little stars through the middle of this heart, almost like, you know, you need to head towards your destiny now. If you're not already on that path, you're going to be forced that way, dragged that way. So Geminis, if you are with the wrong person, I feel like that is becoming unbearable at the moment. So you might be thinking about your options if you're stuck in something that's heavy and you have had difficulty leaving. I feel like you've sort of tried all avenues. So for some Geminis, it's not going to be for everyone. I feel like you're at a point where you're really now thinking, okay, like, what do I need to do to step out of this? And then on the other side of things, and that could include that you've noticed something wrong, like somebody's come in to interrupt the energy and you feel like something's fishy, or you've been doing something fishy because you're starting, you know, your energy's starting to shift elsewhere. You're looking at options. Now, on the other side of it, surrounded by love and listen to your heart, it's as if you have to bite the bullet now. If you've been avoiding taking the next step, you are feeling some urgency to have to do that now. Or there could be that problem of the relationship starting to be affected and to dwindle because somebody's going to feel like you're not all in and they're going to start to change their energy. So you are at a crossroads, Gemini. That's how I'm feeling the energy for this month. So surrounded by love and listen to your heart. I'm going to bring that card back up so that you can pause and maybe look at the artwork as well for that one. Beautiful card by, can't get these cards any longer. It's the Stargate Oracle. I haven't been able to find Janice, who was the artist that I got these cards from in New Zealand, but I'm grabbing you a Romance Angels Oracle card from the Doreen Virtue deck. I just want to see what else messages. This could be an obstacle, or it could be a present day energy that you're dealing with that is helping to clarify what we're seeing for Geminis. Of course, taking a little bit of time to come out. It's funny because, yeah, I was drawn to the Seven of Swords, even though that's not your card. It's just sitting there. I've shuffled the deck of the vice versa, and I'm just looking at it, and it's not one of the cards. You've got two jumping out here, and I'm going to take both of them. Let your friends help you. Ask for and accept support from others. Again, maybe this is, if things are not going well in a relationship, you might ask for their ideas and thoughts on whether, you know, is this the right person? How do you see things go? You know, getting a bit of wise counsel, and also what could I do to improve matters? It looks like she's in a wedding dress here with her girlfriends around her in this picture. It could be male or female. The message still the same. Let friends help you. So that could be the case. Or you might be looking for someone, singles, and you want to, you might be able to find a person through the friends network. Religious factors. Your love life is influenced by your religious upbringing and spiritual path. So you might be different. It might be a different way of thinking or different background and belief from your significant other, your partner. Now that could affect your, you know, where you do need to listen to your heart, because the religious factors could be a problem, which is something that is affecting the relationship as well, or your options if you're looking, if you're limiting yourself to the same religion or same spiritual beliefs, the perfect person for you might actually be of a different background, different belief systems. So you might have to sort of open up your mind and go with your heart. You know, where does the heart draw you? If the heart's not in it where you are, then you do need to listen to that, and you do need to not waste. Oh, this is interesting. The one that's flying out is the same. I just was thinking to myself that there has not been a double up yet in the month for these cards, and I think there's only been maybe one that was the same. And you've got the same as Taurus, who I just read for, the Sea Maiden, Promises. So this is from the Fairy Tale Oracle, Lucy Cavendish deck. I'm going to run through that in a moment once I get some cards. It's funny because I'm going to put this Seven of Swords in the middle of the deck because it's tried to come out even though it's not your card, and I was drawn to it. Make sure that you're protecting your assets and your house, things like that. Just check for this month that everything's locked up nicely, that if you're out, you're watching your handbag or you're watching your backpack or you're watching your possessions. You know, careful of pets, keeping them secure. I don't know why that was coming out to me, that message. Okay. Well, bottom of the deck, lovely. We've got the 10 of Cups here. So you can see that it's up the right way as well, and behind it is a Page of Pentacles, so a little bit of a message here. But we've got the beautiful relationship energy, listening to your heart, you know, being with the person that you love, choosing the person that you love. Don't worry about what other people are thinking. So if there's other people influencing, you know, family members or something that are saying, oh, they're not of the right religion, you need to shift away from that. It could be, we've got a King of Swords here. This is an Aquarius, a Gemini, or a Libran energy that's coming through. This is a great communicator here. Very, the sword of communication here, illumination and knowledge, but also just a very powerful, wise figure that could be giving you counsel if you're letting your friends help you. It could be the person that you're involved with, Gemini. It could be you, of course, because you are of this energy. You know, you are a swords air sign energy, being Gemini. So this could be you that's showing up in your own reading here and saying, okay, I'm going to take the reins. I'm going to be king-like energy, and I'm going to cut out all the things that don't make sense so that I can move forward. So if it's to do with workplace, it feels like you're going to be at the top of your game, like the king, and moving into the highest, CEO type roles, or starting your own business. It feels like it's that kind of thing, cutting out any of the nonsense. But also, it's like you're in a time you're surrounded by love and you want to listen to your heart. You want to cut out everything else and just go for it now. You really don't want to be held back. You've got the Four of Wands here in reverse. So this is my marriage card, but it's not quite happening yet. There's obstacles or a reason why it hasn't been able to come together. This is where I think you need to let your friends help you, and maybe those interruptions with religious factors being here, or you spending too much time working and not enough time on bringing the right person in, because this is happiness, this is commitment in whichever way, or taking the next step in a relationship. Very much what I was seeing in the crystal ball. If you don't do it, if you don't head towards this direction, it feels like it could be taken away from you. That was an important one, to pick the right person to have this happiness here. It looks like, these two finally getting to be together. Now, the apprenticeship card comes into this. So this is the Three of Pentacles, and it does feel like you've got this offer here, and there's a little rose down here in the bottom and a tiny little offering here that I feel like you've been working on something and now it's time to kind of put it into practice. So I really do feel like this could be an apprentice card if you're moving into that type of thing with work. But I feel like it's time to actually put the effort and to work on this, being that he is facing this couple here to turn it around, have it come up in the front way so that we've got this as the outcome. That's as I'm seeing it. Let's grab a couple of messages. You can look at the Taurus reading as well for a more full. I'm not going to read the whole thing because this card is one that I've just read through, so I know the message for the Sea Maiden. So it is promises. There's a little part to the start that talks about the fairy tale. The fairy tale, if you wanted to look it up, is a John Francis Campbell and to John Jacobs fairy tale. But it says in this card, we are reminded of the power of promises and debt. When we give our word and stake our claim, we will be reminded of this in some way. And although through many magical means the fisherman's other sons save their brother, it is not without loss. So this is one about a sea maiden drawing fishermen to their death but saving one. So this card questions all of us and reminds us all to remember that the giving of our word is a serious matter. In this, we could also view the tale from the perspective of the Sea Maiden. She is lonely and wishes only for a mate, and she waits a long, long time for this and keeps her end of the bargain with the fisherman. This tale reminds us that often help is given because we are expected to return the assistance in some way. It also reminds us the sea is our mother. From her the fishes come that feed the communities. But she may also take the sons of those fishermen, drowning them and keeping them for herself as a kind of sacrifice. Although the son in this story is ultimately spared, there is always a debt to be paid. And while this generation may be spared the sacrifice to the sea, in time it will be made. This also represents a change, moving from the sea to the land, from hunting to farming, from impermanence to some kind of city or site that will endure. It is about the restless heart finding a home, but knowing that a debt still needs to be paid. This is interesting for you because I feel like there's something or some people that you might be disappointing by going for the one that you want, by listening to your heart. And the rest of the meaning of the card, inherited sadness, madness, family debt, patterns can be cleared for good now. Keeping your word, being prepared to make a sacrifice, choosing what you will give up, honoring a deal fairly made, changing your fate, surviving your destiny. So this is pretty important coming with this commitment, marriage cards and relationship ones where I think, there is sacrifices that need to be made to get your wishes. So listening to your heart, knowing that you're surrounded by love, asking for and accepting support from others, letting the friends help you, and knowing that the religious factors and the differences or spiritual differences or differences of opinions and ideas, not allowing those to be something that limits you. And, if people do need to be sacrificed, if you do need to tell people, look, this is the person that I want, making promises to people or telling them, particularly if you told someone, if you, like I said, if you were exploring other options and you've said, look, I'm going to leave this person, I want to be with you, you kind of need to honor your promises and you need to let people know what's going on. You need to follow through, Gemini. I hope these messages have been of help to you. Lucky numbers, 10, 22, 3, 4. I've got 11. I've got 16 coming through and 42. So hope this has been of help to you. Please comment down below and let me know if this resonated or how this relates to your story. I would love for you to subscribe to my channel. Thanks so much for your support thus far. And liking the video helps with the algorithm as well as commenting. It's free to do and it helps for people to be able to see the videos. So thanks so much for your support, Geminis, and I'll catch up with you soon. I hope you have a lovely month of September or whenever you're watching this. Take care. Bye.